Then Gon, leaving off from where we left off, and then Gon is like, is he really gonna fight with the blindfold on? Like, she's like, what's up with that? And then Alvitra comes in. She's the 13th Valkyrie. Oh, no. She's the 10th Valkyrie sister. My fault, my bad. You feel me? And she's about to pair up with him right now. Yo, she has the same attitude. I don't know if they're twins or not. You feel me? She has the same attitude because I think the last one, the person who paired up with Jack the Ripper, I think she was the 7th sister. But they look like kind of twins in a sense. She kind of has the same attitude as her because Jack had to like choke her out for him to even, get the gloves that he needed. The Vondor, the pairing. He had to yank her up. Really gave it trick like type vibe. He was like, what was even more sinister, he was like, good girl. Like, what? Yeah, and she was upset. Like, how did you expect our hearts to unite with Volinder? Like, you feel me? She was like, you didn't even practice or whatever with me. Like, she like kind of has an attitude like, bro, you didn't even take the time to bottle me where forming into one's souls, and also like we're igniting, sharing one's heart. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm trying to get a vibe, get a connection, so I know how to fight with you, bro, type vibe. God, he's giving the same energy as Jack the Ripper, bro. Like, literally, he picked her up and was like, don't make such a fuss, you silly girl. Like, oh my God, they're giving the same type of vibe. The funny thing is about history with men, like, a lot of them were like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting that vibe here. I think this is just their personality, you feel me? But, and I feel like he did that because, like, I stopped it at the frame and, like, her heart starts to, like, pulsate. So that means they're connecting. She ends up forming into his uniform, like I said, his shoulder pads, and, like, he has these gold arm clips, like, around his wrist, and then whatever this is called right here. Real cool. Alright, now we're panning in on Hades walking down the hallway getting ready to enter the arena, and he's talking about it's been a long time since he used this weapon, kind of giving himself a pep talk. So then as he's walking down the hall, one of Poseidon's loyal men, Proteus, ends up approaching him, you know what I'm saying, like, saying like, I wish you good luck, and please do a good job to avenge my king. Like, he was everything to me. He was crying, like, real life, like, expressing his feels. And he even brought a piece of his trident for him to, like, use to fight a long battle, you feel me, to avenge him. And he was like, oh, you must not know my brother enough because he's way too arrogant, you feel me, for like a proposal like this, in a sense. Like, like, he wouldn't want you to be like all like mopey and sad. Like, he's very prideful and confident in himself type vibe. He was like, my brother's too proud of a fool to ever ask for vengeance. Like, that's not his character type vibe. And then he apologizes, for coming out of terms. And then Hades is like, want to know what? It's all right, because it's my job to avenge my brother as the eldest. So he takes a part of Poseidon's trident, like the end part, the sharp, pointy part, and then he binds it with his own weapon, Biden. That's what he calls it. And it's like, in a way, he ended up doing his own Valdar. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm sorry, guys. These words. He ends up being like, brother, fight with me, and a figure of him ends up showing up. So it's like he connected his power, his brother's power, and his own together to make a stronger divine weapon for himself. And also to, like, I'm repping you, and also you're fighting with me. We're gonna win this together type shit. Then Hendal, after that encounter, ends up announcing who's going to be fighting next, you feel me, on the behalf of standing in for Buddha. Because initially Buddha was supposed to fight for the side of the gods, but he ended up switching up on them and, fighting for humanity instead. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't fuck with them either. So he ended up coming to join the fight, okay? And then everyone is, like, in shock, gasping, like, really, he came out just to fight, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he never leaves Helheim, you feel me? It's his duty, you feel me? He can't be away from hell from a long, he can't be away from Helheim for a long time, or else, like, it'll kill him type vibe. After being around the dead for so long, you kind of need to be there. And also, like, he can never trade places with anybody, like, because he would need someone to replace him for him to be able to roam free and shit like that. But that's another story, G. So the fight is starting, and Hades is, like, basically saying, like, this is no, like, nothing against you, but this has to do with everything with humanity, you feel me? You just happen to be in the crossfire. And he was like, you'll pay dearly, you feel me? Especially for murking my brother, type vibe. And he's approaching Quan Chi. Like I said, he's blindfolded, man. So let's see how this happens. He's gonna strike first, obviously, because he's approaching him. So Quan Chi's gonna be on the defense. Can we stop with Aphrodite and these damn soldiers? They look like stone statues, and they be holding her boobs up. Like, that shit be irking me so bad. It's like, why are we overly sexualizing her? And they're big, and whenever certain things happen, they like pop and shit like that. Ugh, like, it's not giving that. Like, she was beautiful. Like, why are we depicting her sexually? It didn't have to be called for that. I'd rather y'all had Athena in this bitch, honestly. She probably would have been more funnier, because every time I see that bitch on my screen, I get irritated. And then she said sexual shit like, oh my god, look at him thrusting. Like, what the fuck? Fucking up the whole vibe. And y'all are some horny peeps. The creators, like, y'all are So Hades and Poseidon, I think also because Poseidon's trident is attached to his Biden, he's doing the same technique that his brother did when he first struck Kojiro. Then he ends up missing because Queen Shi ends up like dodging it, but ends up hitting and like breaking his earring. And then he was like, oh, so you can see after all underneath the blindfold, sir. Hey y'all, Slick had intermission. I had to take a shower and stuff like that. I took a good bubble bath. You feel me? I feel so fresh. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I feel so relaxed. And you know the bath was good when you sweat out. Like, bruh. And my skin feels way more better. Like, if you feel like your skin has been bugging, you feel me? Take a nice warm bath, you feel me? And I put some good Epsom salt and all that. But back on track for Record of Ragnarok. I'm here watching. We're still at the same place, okay? Yeah, so he's kind of reminding me of Adam a little bit, because at how swiftly he's avoiding and dodging, or Kojiro. He's avoiding Hades like slashes and stuff like that. It's given Poseidon. They have kind of the same technique. I mentioned that already, and he's been dodging them so far. So like I said, Quan Chin and Quan Chi ends up kind of like having to be on the defensive, and he ends up getting striked. And then one of sorry, I'm like cleaning my toenails. I'm like painting my nails, girly things. But let me focus for real. So right. He got hit. I already said that. And one of Poseidon's like strategies, and also one of his attacks is Persephone's lore. But Persephone's is one of the main things. Persephone Caligara ended up striking him the first time, Quin Chi, and then he's hitting him again with Persephone's lore, like I said. Quan Chi ends up using Shiyu to deflect the Persephone lore, and he ends up repelling it back onto Hades. And it low-key looks like, it reminds me of Kung Fu Panda of Po when he learned Chi, and you could see like the energy of him blocking it and the vibrations of blocking it, and it's gold. It's really, really, really cool. He blocked it with Force of the Phoenix. Okay, so now we're getting into the history of Quan Chi. Oh my gosh, guys. And so far it's talking about like the past, and like this warlord that would, like, you feel me, who was like the ruler of like god of military, and like how the people would worship him and stuff like that. And he was like the determinator on whether or not you would be king or not. So you would have to like face him, and then you would find out if you were king or not. G. Sha Hain Jing. It says he's a giant with a head of a bull and 4 eyes.